Good morning students, this is your biology class and today we will discuss about the phylum Platyhelminths. Tomorrow I have discussed about the phylum Ctenophora and Platyhelminths. So today we will discuss about the Aschelminths. Okay, today's topic is phylum Aschelminths. Yesterday I have told about the platyhelminths. These are called flatworms and the members of the platyhelminths Sardinia, Solium, Fasciola, Hepatica and in Ctenophora comb jellies. Ctenophora members are called comb jellies and they shows bioluminescence, means they emit light. So next phylum is Aschelminths. The body of the Aschelminths is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworm. And the MCQ type question, it can be asked that what are the roundworms or the Aschelminths or are also known as roundworms, because in the cross section these are shown as circular form, that's why they are called roundworms. And in platyhelminths, the members of platyhelminths are called flatworm because their body is flat. They may be free living, aquatic and terrestrial, or parasitic in plant and animals. So the members of the Aschelminths phylum can be free living. Aquatic means they can live in the water also and they can live on the earth also. So they are aquatic and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals, means they show parasitic life pattern either in plant or animals. Okay, it may be endoparasite or ectoparasite. Endoparasite, mostly they are endoparasite, means they live inside the body of the organism, that's why they are called endoparasite. Roundworm have organ system level of body organization. Now the complexity level has been increased in the platyhelminths group, as we have seen in the platyhelminths, that is digestive system has been made in the platyhelminths member, but there is incomplete digestive system. There was incomplete digestive system. So from platyhelminths phylum, organ system level of body organization have been developed. Okay, clear? So in flatworm also and in roundworm also, organ system level of body organization is there. They are bilaterally symmetrical and the symmetry is also being advanced. So the bilaterally symmetrical animals are there in Aschelminths members. Triploblastic and pseudocoelomates. Most important point is pseudocoelomates. There is a false coelom present in the roundworms. That's why they are called pseudocoelomates. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete. Now there is a difference between the platyhelminths and the Aschelminths member. In platyhelminths, incomplete digestive system was present and the digestive opening, mouth or anus, is same. There is a single opening for the mouth and anus in the platyhelminths group, but in Aschelminths there is a separate opening for the mouth and anus. So there is a complete digestive system. Alimentary canal is complete with well developed muscular pharynx. There is a muscular pharynx which is well developed in the Aschelminths members. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Excretory, there is no excretory system, but there is a excretory tube removes body waste. Whatever the body waste are made in the inside the body, they are excreted out from the excretory pore. Sacs are separate. Dioecious means sacs are separate. There is a term which is dioecious has been used for the sex separation, means if the male and female organisms are different, that it is called dioecious condition. If both the characters, both the reproductive organs is present in the one individual, then it is called hermaphrodite or monoecious. That is male and female as are distinct in the Ascaris, in the Aschelminth members. The example of the Aschelminth is Ascaris. Aschel means Ascaris. Both Ask is formed. So it will be remembered that Aschelminth example is Ascaris. So in the Ascaris, male and female are separate. The female is bigger than the male. Okay, the male and female are distinct. Often female are longer than male. You can see in the diagram also, male is short and the female is long. So mostly in the cases of Aschelminths members, female is larger or male is shorter. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. Fertilization is internal. It means inside the body of female. That's why it is called fertilization internal. And development may be direct. The young one resemble the adult, or indirect. There may be direct also. There may be indirect also. The development may be direct. If the direct development is found, then the miniature or the offspring will look like his adult. And if the indirect development is there, then the some larval stages will be found in the life cycle of the member. So example of the phylum Aschelminths are Ascaris. Ascaris is also told roundworm, Boucheria bancrafti filarial worm, and Chylostoma hookworm. So these three, all the three are important. If the common name is given, then it will be asked the geological name, and if the geological name is given, then common name would be asked. So Boucheria is the biological name, and filarial worm, commonly known as filarial worm, the filariasis. You will learn in the next chapter, in the upcoming chapter, the filariasis or elephantiasis. I hope you have learned, heard about this term elephantiasis, in which the body organ, mostly leg or the thigh region, become very fatty. So that's why this is called elephantiasis. This is a disease caused by a mosquito, no, caused by Boucheria and spread by mosquito is the vector of this disease, Boucheria. Filariasis is the disease, and the Boucheria is also called filarial worm because it causes filariasis disease or elephantiasis. And Chylostoma is hookworm because there is a hook-like structure in the body of the ankylostoma. That's why its common name is ankylostoma. So there are three members which you have to learn about in the Aschelminths. First one is Ascaris, also called roundworm, Boucheria, filarial worm. Third is ankylostoma hookworm. Okay, so this is all about the Aschelminths. Next phylum is Annelida. So you can see the diagram of the Nares and leech. This is the diagram of Nares and leech. So you can see broadly there is a segmentation. I have already told about the basic characters which we have discussed in the earlier section. Metamerism or metameric segmentation means there is a continuous repetition of the segments of in the body of organisms, that is called metamerism or metamerization means या फिर what to say, segmentation. There may be aquatic, marine and freshwater or terrestrial. The members of the Annelida may be aquatic. If there is aquatic, then it may be freshwater or marine water, or terrestrial means it will live on the earth. Free living and sometimes parasitic. Free living, it may live their life freely or independently, and sometimes it may be parasitic, ectoparasite. Leech, the tick that live on our head region, that is ectoparasite. So in the same way, leech is also ectoparasite on the buffalo and cow. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. So now the upcoming phylums have the advanced characteristic in their body. So bilateral symmetrical, they are mostly bilaterally symmetrical, and the organ system has been developed inside the body. So organ system level of organization is also developed. And coelomate animals. Now the coelom has been made in the members of annelid. You should remember that Aschelminths pseudocoelom is present, and the next or the phylum, that is Annelida, coelomate members are present. Okay, they are triploblastic, metamerically segmented, and coelomate animals. They are triploblastic. See, three layers, all the three layers, mesoderm, ectoderm, endoderm are present. So that's why they are called triploblastic. Metamerically segmented means there is a repetition of the same segment. That's why this is called metamerically segmented and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segment or metameres. The segments which are present inside the body of the organism, these are also called metameres. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segment or metameres. Little rings, and hence the phylum are Annelida. Why the phylum is named as Annelida? Because the annulus, which is a Latin word, means little rings, and hence the phylum called Annelida. There are little rings present in the body, or means segmentation is present. So there are many little rings are present. That's why this phylum is named as Annelida. They possess longitudinal and circular muscle which help in locomotion. They possess the body possess longitudinal and circular muscles. There are muscles which are longitudinal and circular which help in the locomotion for the organism. Nares is the aquatic annelid and leech. The second is leech. The name of the leech is common name. The name of the biological name of the leech is Hirudinaria. Hirudinaria. Nares is biological name. So Nares is aquatic and Hirudinaria is terrestrial. Aquatic annelid like Nares possess lateral appendages. Now you can say there are lateral appendages. These are appendages. These are called parapodia, by which it can move. They help in the locomotion of the Nares, and this segmentation is called metameric segmentation. Like this, metamerically repeated segments are called metameres or segments. They possess longitudinal and circular muscle which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelid like Nares possess lateral appendages called parapodia which help in swimming. The parapodia present in the body of the Nares help in the locomotion or swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Close. Close means there is a veins or arteries or blood vessels are present in the circulatory system. That's why this is called closed circulatory system. Nephridia, single nephridium help in osmoregulation and excretion. There is a special structure as we have discussed in the platyhelminths. There was a special structure which was flame cell. Flame cell help in the osmoregulation and excretion in the platyhelminths phylum. And in Annelida there is a special structure called nephridia. Nephridia, singular form is nephridium, plural form is nephridia. There are many nephridia are present inside the body of the as annelid members which help in the osmoregulation and excretion. I have told what is osmoregulation. Regulation of water in the body is called osmoregulation. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular ganglion, connected by lateral nerve to a double ventral nerve cord. Neural system consists of paired ganglia, singular form is ganglion, connected by lateral nerve. There is a lateral nerve present to a double ventral nerve cord. There is an aquatic form is dioecious. Dioecious means male and female are separate. Dioecious means male female separate. But earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Okay, there is the two terms, monoecious and dioecious. Dioecious means sex are separate. Monoecious means sex are not separate. In the in the Ferretima posthuma, earthworm, biological name of earthworm is Ferretima. In Ferretima and Hirudinaria, they are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Sexual reproduction is found. Nares, Ferretima and Hirudinaria is the example of the Annelida member. Nares is aquatic. Ferretima lives in the soil. Ferretima common name earthworm, and Hirudinaria blood-sucking leech. It is called blood-sucking leech because it lives on the body surface of the cow and buffalo and suck their blood with their hooks or suckers. There are a structure present in the mouth region, that is hook and sucker, by the hook it attached to the body of the cow and buffalo, and by suckers they suck the blood of that organism. Okay, so Nares, Ferretima and Hirudinaria are example of Annelida. So now do revise of all the two phylum again. We have discussed tomorrow about the Aschelminths phylum and the Annelida phylum. In Aschelminths, the commonly known as roundworm, because in their section we saw circular body. That's why they are called roundworm. Roundworm The common name of ascaris is roundworm. The sex are separate. ठीक है, male is shorter and female is larger. If they may be free living, aquatic, terrestrial, parasitic. It can be parasitic, can be free living, can be aquatic, can be terrestrial. Okay, so their habitat is different. Roundworm have organ system level of organization because the organ has been developed bilaterally symmetrical symmetry triploblastic pseudocoelomate. Most important thing you have to remember, who is pseudocoelomate. So Aschelmensis pseudocoelomates, that is important point and it is asked in the exam also. Alimentary canal is complete with the well developed muscular pharynx. Our excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pores. Sex separate. That condition is called dioecious. Male female separate. Often male is shorter than female and female is longer than male. Fertilization internal development may be direct or indirect. Example: Ascaris roundworm, Boucheria filarial worm, and Chylostoma hookworm. Then Annelida, phylum Annelida. The members of Annelida may be marine or freshwater, aquatic or terrestrial. Marine example: aquatic. Uh, the organisms which live in the aquatic habitat, which is Nares, and the terrestrial habitat which live on earth, that is leech and Ferritima roundworm. Bilateral symmetrical organ system level of organization, and true coelom is present in the Annelida members. Body surface is metamerically segmented and there are very many segments are present inside the body of Nares and leech. Phylum, because there are little rings present, annuals mean little rings are present in the bodies, that's why they are called Annelida. They possess longitudinal circular muscle which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelid like Nares possess lateral appendages called parapodia that help in the swimming. Uh, and closed circulatory system present. Nephridia is present. The special structure in the annelida member is nephridia which help in the osmoregulation and excretion. And this is important point, nephridia, and sexual reproduction is found in the example of the annelida member. I hope this is clear to all of you, the both phylum. If there is any doubt you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, so in the upcoming session we will discuss about the arthropoda and mollusca phylum. Okay, so take care, bye bye.